Lambeau before in your career? Have you?
Yeah, a couple times.
Place? I mean, what makes it so difficult, especially in December?
I've only played there in December, so yeah, it's kind of hit or miss on the weather, what you're going to get. But yeah, guys just have to be prepared for the grass. That's something that I learned pretty quickly. It's slick this late in the year. Obviously, it's not in the best condition. It's a little bit longer, so you got to be ready for that. Just and then in the football aspect, it's a historical place. I grew up a huge Brett Favre fan, so first time I got to go there, it was just kind of take it all in pregame, and when it comes down to it, it's still a football field when the game comes. But yeah, it's a special place to play, and it's a great opportunity for us in this end of the season push that we have coming on. They're in a similar situation as us, so it's going to be a good matchup.
What about Favre made you gravitate towards him? I mean, you could see some
Yeah.
similarities in style.
Just the way his love of the game, his love for his teammates, how he enjoyed it all the time. Just yeah, fell in love watching him when I was younger.
Baker, we talked all year about the run game, right? Wasn't there. Pass first team, you're not getting much out of it. And these last 3-4 weeks, you're starting to really see where they can do that. And most of it was in the fourth quarter, the last game. So what has, I mean, I know it's not one thing, right? But what have you seen out of that? And how much better can you be as an offense when you can do both?
It sets up the run game, sets up the pass, and that's just you have to be able to run the ball to win games, to get to where your ultimate goal is. And just the overall improvement for the past couple of weeks has been guys just trusting all the little things, not trying to do too much, do the little fundamentals. The great footwork, your first step is so important. Obviously, the targeting of it, Bob has been great at doing all that all year, but just everybody's on the same page, getting on the same track. And just the more reps they do, the better they get. And that goes hand in hand with Rashad getting the same amount of reps behind those guys, understanding how they're going to set up blocks, their body language, and all that. So, yeah, it's been a huge difference. And obviously, you guys saw it take over late in the game for us, and it was the big difference for us to win.
That's what you have to do at this time of the year, too. You have to be able to run the football to make
Yeah.
plays.
You got to be able to run the ball. You just need it. And so to be able to, whether you have a lead or just to stay in the game, to keep defenses off track to where they can't just send their pass rushers in a three-point stance and just hauling off the edge. So you got to keep them off balance a little bit. And, yeah, short yardage situations, obviously down in the red zone, you got to be able to run the ball as well.
Can you talk about Aaron Stinney, what he's meant for the running game? Sunday really
Yeah.
was the point of attack, not just on the screen pass, but
Yeah.
just right there.
Yeah, he's a guy that obviously once he got his chance, has taken advantage of it. Has been great for us. Obviously, he's played a lot of ball before, had some injuries, but it's good to see him back healthy and playing the way that he knows how. And so he's been a huge difference in just running on that left side. Obviously, Tristan is who he is, so we trust that left side. And then Stinney's been blocking his ass off for the most part. And I mentioned him on that screen pass after the game, but then looking back on it, Cody and Bob had great blocks on it too, downfield. So those guys are all playing really well together. They've come a long way, and that's the growth that you just want to see throughout the year, especially in the new system. They're all on the same page, getting it going.
When you look at this Packers defense, what's one thing that stands out to you as far as how they'll try to attack the offense?
They present different fronts, and they have the personnel to do it. It starts up front with Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark, two really good players. It's good to see Rashawn back healthy after his injury, and he's a great player. So we got to know where those two guys are. And then their linebackers are really aggressive, physical guys, bigger linebackers that know how to fit the run. So they present issues similar to some of the teams that we've seen, and they have great players. So and in the back end, they have smart guys that know how to disguise coverages. They all play really well together, and so that's the big difference. So we have to know certain looks they're going to give us and be able to handle the physicality in the battle that's going to be up front.
The ball always goes where the defense kind of dictates it, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're always going to try to double Mike. He's had big days.
Yeah.
Chris has had some. How do you get them both going at the same time? Can you envision that ever happening? Or
Yeah, we'd love to have that. But football's it's the weird sport where some guys have unbelievable games and some guys are kind of just role players. But yeah, we'd love to be able to have both those guys having huge games, and that comes down to being able to move them around different spots, present different looks, not letting them dictate how we're going to play offense based on coverages. And so yeah, we try and be multiple formation-wise, motion guys over and do certain things. But yeah, Falcons presented us with some issues, and so we're going to have to learn and grow from there.
Baker, is that one of those instances where, as you guys become a more formidable running team, 120 yards against the Colts, 125, Panthers, 148 against the Falcons, that you're going to start seeing that safety come down
Yeah.
in the box, and that's going to take away the cover two looks
Yeah.
and create more one-on-ones for Chris Hamlin.
Exactly, and that's what you want to be able to do. So that's why, when you say you have to run the ball, it's to present those one-on-ones for our skill players that can take advantage of those matchups, and just it opens everything else up. Like I said, it keeps them off balance to where they can't just sit back in a two-shell look and stop the run with their front. So that helps everybody. And then when those one-on-ones happen with our receivers, they need to take advantage of it as well.
I'm sure you saw what happened with Kadarius Toney on Monday night. Is the league, have you noticed, cracking door and down more on the fine details of the game? Are those things that you have to be well aware of, especially this late in the season where, it could cost you a game?
Yeah, those are the little things that obviously, I'm not going to get into specifics of that one, but yeah, just the little things that you can't do to hurt yourself. Those are the chances that you can have a great look, and whether it's a penalty, the pre-snap penalties, there's no room for that. Yeah, that's the kind of thing you want to eliminate. Some of the post-snap stuff is going to happen. That's just the nature of the game. But yeah, late in the season, if you hurt yourself, it's going to cost you. So just everybody doing, like I said, the little things right, whether it's run game, formation, lining up right, all those things come into a factor and can play a big part in win or loss.
You guys have positioned yourself.
Go ahead.
You guys have positioned yourself to where you are now at the top of the NFC South, but there's no room for any sort of let-up. Just what's that like for you as you approach the end of the season where every game seems like it's must win, maybe you avoid a loss there? Just what is that like for you from a mentality standpoint?
It's the playoff mentality. I know we've mentioned it, and it sounds a little bit corny, but that's just how it is for us right now. It's playoff mentality. You got to win to continue on to get to where we want to go, and singular focus, and it's a good mindset to have, to where you're only worried about this play. How do we win this game? Find a way to do that and move on from there. So our only goal right now is to find a way to beat the Packers in Lambeau and go on from there, get to 500, and see where we can go.
Have you noticed a difference in the last couple of weeks in the way you guys are practicing at all, where you can kind of feel that singular focus, maybe a little more intensity?
A little bit, and I think part of it's a little bit credited to our schedule because of later in the year, we're doing the walkthrough Wednesdays. Guys are really having to lock in mentally to get on the same page. There's a lot more conversations that can happen throughout that to where you can slow it down and really talk through some of the looks. And so you see the attention to detail even more so when you slow it down a little bit and then get the full speed reps Thursday, Friday. And by that time, you're on the same page and ready to go.
It sounds like you're locked in game to game. You've always told us that. You're only on a one-year deal, but towards the end of the season, I think Robert Chison saying how much you like it here.
Mm-hmm.
It's only human nature to look ahead, like where we're gonna be next year. Are you able to just, how much have you thought about that, where we are right now?
To go off what you said and what I've said as well, love it here. It's a big reason why I chose to come here, organization-wise, the team, the guys, everybody around. I'm having fun playing football, so I'm enjoying that. That's something that if you get a chance to pick or choose, this is a good place to be. And but I'm a firm believer everything happens as it should and how it's supposed to. So take care of business here, and we'll see what happens. But to get to that point, winning games will help everything. So that's where I'm at.
Do you feel like the offense has found its identity yet and have had your signature win of the season, or are you still searching for both of those?
Probably still searching for both. There's been times where we've had the great passing game and then obviously had some good running game the last few weeks, but we need to put it all together, play a complete football game, just not have any 3 and outs. That's one thing that, between red zone scoring and the 3 and outs, just continuing to have consistency within drives. I think that'll be the big difference in us feeling, I guess, fulfilled about an offensive game that's complete. So, still got to put it all together.
Is it too late in the season do you feel like to have that signature win, or is that something that can push you forward?
It's never too late for that, and especially within the new system and guys like we talked about in the run game, all getting on the same page, and there's a big difference now. So it's not too late for that, but we need it pretty soon.
Baker, it wasn't your best game on Sunday in Atlanta, but to end the game the way you did with perfect, beautiful throws to Chris, and then of course to Kate to win it. How satisfying was that, just for you personally?
Yeah.
To end on a high note with an exclamation point to your game.
Yeah, like you said, not my best game by any means, but I'll take a win whenever you can get it, and that's the biggest thing. Put us in position, best chance to win, and we got the ball right there, and that we had one goal in mind. And so for me, it's you're never out of the fight. You have to play the next play, and even though everything happened before that and it wasn't pretty, find a way to win, and that's what people will remember. It's just a win on the column.
Does it say more about a quarterback that on his worst day, he's able to dig down deep and find, you know, a way to still deliver for his teammates?
Yes and no. I'd say that, you know, obviously I would like to be more consistent throughout the game and have some of those plays that would have had success on. But, you see it all the time, guys that, you know, miss a couple throws, but then they get their opportunity and they take advantage of it. And that's what people talk about, and you can always learn from a win. It's not fun to learn from a loss. And so, yeah, we're looking at it to try and get better still and continue this win.
Baker, the season is a grind. It's a long season. But when you get here, when you're on that board, and you know every week what it matters because you're running out of games. I know you're excited to play every game, but do you feel the collective energy about that, about late December football?
Absolutely. I think just in the situation we've been put in and that we've put ourselves in, guys have really woken up and realized, all right, we only have this amount of time left together. Every year's different. Guys leave, it changes. And so take advantage of this opportunity with each other, continue to grow and fight for each other because, the goal is still the goal and it's still right there in front of us. So don't lose sight of that. And then just a sense of urgency, like we talked about a couple weeks ago. You can tell guys are even more, like I said, attentive to details and, you can feel the energy for sure.
Baker, it's a season of giving, and you see the Bucs players are doing their charitable events. You also had one too. Can you just talk about the importance of giving back and to the community and everything?
We're blessed in an unbelievable position. I mean, we're playing the game of football for our job, and so it's a great platform to be able to give back to those less fortunate. And so, a bunch of guys have had events, and it's a great thing to see the guys prioritize that to give back, to realize what the blessing that we have. And so that's another reason why I enjoy being here. Is it's a great group of men too that understand what life is really all about, and that's why we enjoy playing together and going out, and then also being able to give back as well.
Do you have a favorite memory here so far? At the risk of sounding cheesy.
I don't know yet. We'll see. I think there's still some good memories to have upcoming, but looking forward to that. Thanks, guys.